Okay, first things first. Let me tell you how magical this coffee mug is from Starbucks. I made this at 12 o'clock. I made it at 12. It's still cold to the touch on the outside. My coffee is still hot. Like, here, let me show you how hot it is. Okay. Ready? Let's move that off. I made it at 12. My coffee is now reading. Let's see if we can put it on hold. Don't want to waste any coffee. 1:15. Can you see that? 1:15.3. I made it at 12 o'clock before I walked the dogs. So this coffee mug, I'm going to have to buy more. It's actually the best Starbucks cup I ever bought. But I digress. We are not here to talk about Starbucks. We're here to talk about something kind of serious. And it is obviously how great this suit looks on me. I'm just kidding. Today I want to talk to you about some pretty serious things. I want to talk about anxiety and I want to talk about depression. I want to talk about my triggers and things that happen to me. When I say broad generalizations, I am talking about me unless I specifically say others. Because, you know, I don't want you to think that everyone's experience is the same, because it's not. My experience, I believe, is heightened due to the traumatic stuff that I've had to live through in my life. Starting with being physically abused by my mom, then being physically abused by my mother's boyfriends, and subsequently being in and out of foster care. And then drug use, and then in and out of group homes. And then as an adult, I was arrested and put in jail. Before I was arrested and put in jail, I was attacked on the street and left for dead. 4 guys jumped me. One guy grabbed one arm, the other guy grabbed the other, and all 4 of them kicked me in the face. They shattered my jaw here and here, and I was unrecognizable for a while. I didn't let it get me down, though. I still remember performing when I had a wired jaw shut, and I remember this bitch tipping me a potato chip, and I was like, But yeah, so I've been through a lot of traumatic stuff, not to mention, when I lived on King Street, I had my home broken into while I was in bed, and the guy came in with a bat through my bathroom window. If it wasn't for my dogs reacting the way they did, I'm sure I would be dead right now. Then my boyfriend, who physically assaulted me and curb stomped me in my hallway. I've dealt with a lot of traumatic stuff, and this is not to say that my traumatic stuff is any worse or any better than anyone else's. Like I said, I'm not talking about other people, I'm talking about me. And the reason why I wanted to do this video, oh my god, my ears are popping for some reason. Oh, that's better. The reason I wanted to do this video was because I have really bad anxiety when I go to bed. Every single noise I hear in my home makes me think someone's breaking in. It's incredibly hard for me to get to sleep. And I'm terrified. I'm genuinely terrified to close my eyes and go to sleep. And I'm sure there's a word for that. I don't know what it is, because obviously I haven't sought out, I was going to say seeked. I haven't sought out any actual help with regards to what's going on as of yet. I'm still new in Laval. I don't have a doctor yet, but I'm working on it. And yeah, so I have this anxiety. And you know, the thing is that I never had it before my ex. Never. I would be able to go to bed. I would lock the door and I would be able to go to bed and I would feel safe. And now I go to bed and I just don't feel safe anymore. And that's scary to me. Because there's obviously underlying issues as to why I'm scared. But still, I mean, my doors are locked. I shouldn't be afraid. And I have a security camera, so I shouldn't be afraid. And yet somehow, my heart just sort of like sinks when I go to bed. Yeah, I know that I put on this sort of like, I'm so strong and I'm so tough. Yay, rah, 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 rah. But the reality is that oftentimes, more often than not, I'm terrified inside. I'm even terrified when I come on camera to talk to you. Because I am terrified of saying the wrong thing. I'm terrified of disappointing people. In any way, shape, or form. I had a conversation with my sister the other day about my being in the porn industry. And I asked her if you know, it embarrassed her. And her response was amazing. She was like, no, why? She was like, you make a living, you make a good living. Why would I be embarrassed of you? And that really like helped me to feel better about it, because there's so much shame involved in working in the adult entertainment industry in any aspect of it. If you're a stripper, an escort, porn star, there's shame there. And I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? I still don't understand it. The adult industry is the oldest industry in the world. So yeah, I don't get it. But still, the people that matter to me the most, my family, are very supportive of me and what I do for a living. Whether it's YouTube, whether it's porn, it doesn't matter. My family is there and supports me. And so everyone else's opinion doesn't matter. But in reality, deep down inside, I'm terrified of people judging me. Yeah. So I wanted to do this and I wanted to talk about that. I want to talk about depression. You know, I thought of something today and it really struck, my ears are like not, it's so weird. I thought of something today and it really struck me as something very truthful, and I thought that I wanted to do this video immediately because I wanted to make sure it got out there so I didn't forget it. Here it is. Depression is the carbon monoxide of diseases. Here's why. It's invisible, usually suffer alone, and too much of it can kill you. Right? If you suffer in silence, if you suffer alone, or you suffer too much, it can kill you. Carbon monoxide, if you use it inside, it can kill you. So I thought of that. I thought of that because I barbecue a lot, and I was like, okay, close the door, girl. You don't want to go because of it. Just saying. You know, I did the Ryerson class recently, and I got some comments back, and one of the comments talked about my resiliency. And the thing is like, look, when I'm teaching a class and I'm here on YouTube, I am a heightened version of myself. I am a confident person. I am a likable person sometimes. But you know, I'm that person. I'm also a heightened version of my anger when I'm pissed off about something. So, you know, what you get to see is a version of myself that I feel is palatable for you as an audience. I don't want you to think that I'm like, but anyway, I digress back to everything else. I have turned to some self-coping mechanisms lately, like a bottle of vodka and a bottle of Jack Daniels in a day. Yeah, I think that the thing going on with my ex has really sort of messed with my head. Hold on, I have to go and do my ear thing. I'm sorry. God, I hope that works because, yeah. Sorry about that. This ear for some reason is popping, and it's yeah. So I feel like everything is happening. This stuff with my ex has really fucked with my head. He finally settled. He finally pled guilty. My only purpose of going through this entire ordeal, of putting myself through this, was so that another woman that he dated never had to go through this. So that if he ever assaulted another partner, it would be on his criminal record. And the police would know that he is a partner abuser and would be able to bring that evidence to the person who's being abused and say, look. And now listen, I understand that there are two sides to every story, and he's going to spin whatever he wants to spin to his new girlfriend. But regardless of that, I felt I was strong enough to put myself through this. Reality is that I don't know if I am as strong as I thought I was. And that turned to me. See, he waited until the last minute to plead guilty. And by the last minute, I mean court was Thursday, he pled on Tuesday. Which was, he's an emotional hijacker. He knew that I would have to reread my statement. He knew that I would have to be waiting to see what was happening. And I feel deep down inside it was malicious in intent, and he held off as long as he could in order to be able to affect me. And I'm not gonna lie, it affected me. It affected me straight to a bottle of Jack Daniels and a bottle of vodka in one night. Like, I woke up in the morning, I didn't remember even going to bed. I'm lucky that I remembered walking the dogs, but that was about it. And that was because it was in between bottles. Whew. Okay, but I mean, I'm on the mend now. I want you to know that I'm safe. I'm okay. I had some pretty shitty thoughts last week. I was on the metro and I told myself to just jump and that it would end all of the pain. Luckily, see, it's funny because we talk about the devil and the angel on our shoulders, and you're like, doesn't happen. But for me, maybe it's fucking bipolar, maybe it's schizophrenia, maybe it's whatever it is. I was like, just jump. And then the other voice in my head was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why the fuck would you jump? And I'm laughing now, but it was terrifying. It was terrifying because the voice in my head that said to jump was very serious. And this isn't multiple personalities. Science has proven that if we didn't have the voice in our head, we wouldn't actually even be able to read. So, I mean, the voice is there for a reason. It's not like I turn into different people, but I definitely have an angel and a devil in my head that says this and that. But I want you to know that I'm okay. I do have a Rev in the fridge and some wine, but I chose to do this and to do some work and make dinner and then have a drink. For all intents and purposes, we all know this. I'm an alcoholic. I'm a drug addict. Although I have not done drugs in, years. The reason why I call myself a drug addict is because I don't ever want to do drugs again. Do you know what I mean? I don't ever want to participate in that lifestyle again. So I remind myself, hey, you're a drug addict. You've done drugs. It wasn't good for you. Don't do it again. And that helps me to stay on the straight and narrow. Acknowledging that I'm an alcoholic, what that does for me, when I'm not going through an emotional crisis and when I'm not trying to self-cope, what that does for me, reminding myself that I'm an alcoholic, says to me, okay, today when you go to the grocery store, you have to get sour cream and margarine and no booze, which was yesterday. When I went to the grocery store yesterday, I had to get sour cream and margarine, and I very specifically kept telling myself, do not get booze. No alcohol. So today is day 4 of sobriety. I still haven't drank anything yet other than my coffee, which let's check the temperature. I've been talking for how long now? I don't even know. But let's check it. Let's see if it's still... It is, wait, hold on, almost, yes. It's still 100 degrees, and yeah, that's kind of amazing, right? Like, and I don't even think it was actually in the coffee. I think it was just in the cup, because I think my coffee's down there, so it wouldn't have reached it. But yeah, I have to tell you, for $25, and it gets better. Watch this. Would have been so funny if the lid fell off and it sprayed everywhere. Oh, I would have died. But yeah, so best $25 I ever spent in my life. And the color was my mom's favorite color, so yeah. My favorite color is pink. But yeah, so I'm doing okay. I just wanted to give everyone an update as to what was going on in my life. I know that, like I said, I've been really sporadic about updates. I've redecorated again. I've had other things going on. I've tried to keep my mind busy and occupied with other things so that I'm not sitting still and I'm not able to just sit in this, if that makes any sense. Like, depression is one of those things that the voice in your head, the feelings in your mind and in your body, if you just sit around, they manifest into so much more. You know, it's like one ant and then there's a whole ant hill. It just sort of like, whoop, doo, 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 ha, ant hill. It just does that. And so for me, I've tried to keep myself very busy. Barbecuing is a great way to keep myself busy, because when you're barbecuing, you have to pay attention to stuff. And it allows me to focus on that as opposed to other things in my head. I'm making, pardon me, I'm making homemade pasta sauce right now with homemade meatballs. I will, this year, before Christmas, learn how to make my own pasta sauce. My actual own, from scratch, just the tomatoes and everything from scratch. I'm gonna learn that this year, I promise myself. So yeah. So when I do that, I promise I'll make a video of it and I'll share it with everybody, of course. If there's anything that you want me to talk about, please feel free to ask me. Leave a message, or you can email me right here at samanthalowe's@yahoo.com, and I will do my best to answer your questions. Yeah, I feel like that's it. I feel like I'm babbling because my coffee's kicking in. And I also have some stuff uploading right now, so I keep looking to see if it's done yet, because girl needs to make some money. Hello. But yeah. That's my anxiety and my depression in a nutshell. Those are my things that are happening. The funny thing is that I know the dogs. I know that if someone came in, they would react, because they react every time someone comes in. But that doesn't help me feel safe. I know that that's such a weird thing to say, but it really doesn't. And so I need to take proactive measures on that. I think I'm gonna have to look into counseling of some sort, etc., etc., and yeah, and really figure some stuff out, because this isn't cute anymore. I thank you all for tuning in and for listening to my rants. I love you all so very much, and it means so much to me that you continue to watch my videos, even though they're really just me talking about stuff. Nothing really, like, you know, I don't really talk about anything. I mean, not profound or anything like that. I mean, like, but, oh my God, I sound such a valley girl. I'm so sorry. On a lighter note, this Friday, RuPaul Drag Race, start your engines. May the best woman win. That's this Friday. Yeah, so that's kind of exciting. I really want Peppermint to win, because Peppermint will be the first transgender winner of RuPaul's Drag Race. And I think that that's important. It's an important message for RuPaul's Drag Race to send out. I'm just saying. I mean, listen, I do think it very important that the contestants identify as male coming into the show. However, if 3/4 of the way through they were like, hey, I'm actually trans, bravo. So Nick did it, so many others have done it. But, you know, because it's just, I don't know, I think it's, I just think it's brilliant. And I want Peppermint to win so bad because of that. Because I feel like she's such a positive light in the community, and she just seems so, you know, full of life. And I love Shay, and I love Trinity, actually. I love all of them. And Sasha. This is like the first year where, like, the top 4, I know who I want to win, but I don't know if they're gonna win. You know, like previous years I've been able to be like, she's gonna win for sure. But yeah, this year, I don't know. Why don't you leave your comments down below and tell me who you think is gonna win RuPaul's Drag Race? And also, like I said, if you have any comments, please leave them down below. Don't forget to share this with your friends, family, and coworkers, and maybe someone you know who's struggling with depression and anxiety. And of course, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I thank you all so much from the bottom of my chilly heart for tuning in and watching me, and for giving me this platform and the opportunities that I have in life. And I love you all for it. Thank you. And I will catch each and every single one of you on the flip side. Bye.